Oh, we moving and shaking today. Got some primer on these babies. They're looking pretty good too. Put one more coat on and we'll call it good. I'll say it again. The satin look of this epoxy primer sealer, you can see it a little bit there. It's very sexy, very appealing. But what I'm going to do is scuff the insides of these doors complete, get them ready to paint, and then I'm going to put a little bit of seam sealer down in the bottoms of these and in a couple other little spots, a little bit right here, a little bit right here, just to clean them up and seal those welded areas from the backside a little bit. And then after that, I'm going to flip them over and prime the outsides. Let's get that done today. And boom, just like that, the outsides of the doors are primed. It's flashing off now. This is a second and third coat-ish. Ran out of primer in the middle, so had to remix some. But anyway, looking good. Happy to see them all white. Getting ready to give the doors a quick spray on the inside. Came out really well. We'll see how they look after I get a little bit of single stage urethane on them. First coat of white urethane. Not bad for some backyard paint conditions. Just looking for shiny. And I'm getting it. Sometimes my luck just never ends. So I come out this morning and fire up the furnace because I know I'm going to paint these. So it was like 43 degrees in here. So I don't like to just let it sit there and run. So I set it to 48, let it run for a while and warm up a little bit. When it shuts down, I come back out and I kick it up to 55. Slowly make its way up to, 65 is what I was looking for to paint these. So I come out to throw on my first coat, tack everything off, and I notice the furnace is running, but it's at 64. It won't hit 65 for some reason. So I spray the first coat on, just not really thinking too much about it. And then I realize it's still running. It can't get up one more degree. So I don't know what happened, but I ended up having to shut it down. I got it painted, but I would have liked to have put probably one more coat on, but I couldn't get it warm enough in here. So it's got two coats on it. It's going to be fine. I just would have preferred there was like one little dry spot that I wanted to hit, and I thought about taking a chance on it, but I thought, you know what? It's never going to dry. I'm going to get runs on everything. Just stop while you're ahead, Kevin. It's shiny. It looks good. It's covered. It's all good. So I did. Common sense prevailed for a change with me. So now I got to figure out what's wrong with that monstrosity and why it won't heat up. I kicked it back on again, and I got it to come up a couple more degrees because I think at one point it was 58. I got it to come up to 62, but it just ran and ran and ran, and it wasn't blowing warm air, really. I can tell when it's working right. This thing will, when this plastic hung up here, this thing will run you out of here if you kick it up. So I guess it's time for me to become a furnace repairman. These things are just like a toaster. There's not much that can go wrong with them. And it's getting power, the fan's running. It's just the heating element is not working all the way. So I'll have to get in there, clean it out, and see what's going on. More fun. So the good news is I've located a furnace. The bad news is it's not here yet. So I'm going to have to improvise with some heat to get this cab primed. So it's pretty much ready. Got it all masked up this morning. It's, what is it currently in here? 43 degrees. So, got her all masked off. Ready to put some primer down on the cab. Pretty happy with everything. I think we're going to be just fine. So, hopefully next time you see this thing, it'll start being white epoxy. Let's get to it. You ever make a dumbass move and realize it about halfway between where you're standing and the ground? I just did. So I'm standing up here. I've got this right there, which I used to step up there on the gas tank. Very careful when I stepped up there. Everything was good. Sprayed the top of the roof. And as I'm getting down, I go to take a step from here to here. Only I don't hit in the center. I hit off to the edge. And you know what happens when you hit the edge? Boom. Which sends the paint gun flying. Lid comes off. Hose hits your freshly primed area all the way down. And your dumb ass lands somewhere in there, just sitting there going, what the hell just happened? So I wasted a bunch of primer, screwed up my prime job. Man, I'm telling you, when you get in a hurry, that's what happens. I stepped off there, and as soon as I stepped off, I'm like, oh, I'm not centered. This is not going to end well. And it didn't. Well, my improvised heat worked really well. Kept it plenty warm in here. Got 2 good coats on it, so we're good to go. Short of me showing you real life and what really happens when you're not paying attention and you're in too big of a hurry. Other than that stuff, they came out really well. So we'll let this dry, and I'm going to let this tack up a little bit. I'm going to try to smooth this out. I thought it was dry enough to where if I kind of ran my finger along it, I'd kind of smooth that ridge a little bit, and it wasn't. So I'm going to give this coat some time to flash off, and I'm going to load it up right there. See if I can get that to smooth out a little bit. Let's see what happens. I'll probably make it worse. Who knows? But as far as getting this thing all primed, it is. And I'm very happy about it. So now I've got some other stuff going on. Now that the cab is all primed, I'm going to get the doors hung back on, do a couple things. Cam's going to come over and do some electrical, try to get my dash cluster working. Make this thing so it'll run okay. Got some more stuff to do, but then I got to shift gears a little bit to something else, so stay tuned. Hey, I got to give a shout out to my friend Nathan, one of the best friends you could ever possibly have. If you need something, he's going to help you out, hook you up. He's probably got what you need. I mean, priming this cab wouldn't have happened today without him. He had the old Radiator 200, the Pro 200, the 200,000 BTUs of ground shaking horsepower. Man, this thing, it'll melt the frickin' North Pole. Yeah, this prime job wouldn't have happened without this today. It's what happens when your furnace dies. But hey, got a lead on another one, should be picking it up tomorrow. Oh, she getting sexier and sexier. Got some doors on it. Try to get the door latches and strikers in so I can open and shut them. Progress.